Well, in October, Canada became the second country in the world after Uruguay to legalize marijuana. CGTN's Dan Williams traveled to the province of Ontario to go beyond the headlines and see how the budding business of weed is already an economic boom.
The town of Smiths Falls, about an hour's drive from Ottawa, was left devastated a decade ago when a Hershey chocolate factory closed its doors, throwing more than 500 people out of work. But the town is now enjoying an unexpected resurgence, and all because of cannabis.
All of the different plants and products that we have available anywhere in the world started in this mom room.
The chocolate factory has been converted into the headquarters for Canopy Growth Corporation. In just a few years, thanks to the legalization of both medical and recreational cannabis use in Canada, the workforce has grown to almost 1,000.
They were looking for, a community that would allow them to grow massive amounts of cannabis. In 2013, we really had to make the sales pitch of coming here, taking over this flagship building, and using it to grow narcotics.
To underline just how big a business cannabis has become here in Canada, this room is known as the Vault. Inside is around $120 million worth of cannabis products. That equates to around 6 months' worth of sales. Constellation Brands, a US liquor and beer company, recently invested $3.8 billion into the company. Next year, the company hopes to sell foods and drinks spiked with the active ingredients of marijuana. But concerns remain over the negative aspects of cannabis, with fears legalization will promote usage. Canada's Psychiatric Association is among those stressing that cannabis can increase the risk of developing a primary psychotic disorder and compound other mental health issues, such as depression. But Canada's Centre for Addiction and Mental Health backs the decision.
Canada's cannabis policy was not effective and was problematic in terms of not really achieving any kind of health-related goals and not really controlling cannabis use. So if we're interested in controlling the negative effects of harmful use, the tobacco model, which is a public health model, seems to be working much better than this model of prohibition.
The centre is also focusing on other social concerns, not least the impact cannabis has on driving. Akwasi Owusu-Bempah is an assistant professor at the Department of Sociology at the University of Toronto. He believes that whatever the concern over cannabis, the existing laws simply weren't working.
It's actually had devastating, I think, health impacts because people are criminalized for substance abuse problems that they might have. Rather than helping them with the issues that are leading to their drug use, we're criminalizing them, which makes them worse off.
Canada became just the second country to legalize cannabis after Uruguay. It's estimated the market is worth around $5 billion US. Like a giant social experiment, the world will be watching the impact of Canada's decision very closely. Dan Williams, CGTN, Smiths Falls, Canada.